The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Buick GMC, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, and the resale division, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Penfield, Fairport, Canandaigua, Ontario, and Palmyra, and online at visionauto.com.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County and begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3, Pittsford Mendon boys tennis. The Vikings won their 50th straight dual match by blanking Brockport. They haven't lost in sectionals back in 2013. At number 2, Rush Henrietta track and field. The Comets won both the girls and the boys team titles at the His and Hers Invitational in Penfield. And at 1, School of the Arts baseball and softball. Those two teams are combined 14-2 in the RCAC. Adney Santiago had a 4-hit game for the softballers against Edison. Which brings us to Webster Schraeder, home of last year's best baseball team, maybe the home to this year's too. A year ago, Webster Schraeder rolled to the Section 5 baseball championship, ending that historic run by East High as the first city team in decades to play for a title. Webster, meanwhile, advanced all the way to the state championship game, where the Warriors led Shenendehowa to the very last inning, before losing 7-6.
Our team used it as motivation, and we're just hungry for more, and we know we got the potential to get back there, and just fueled us for the off season. Just came in and worked as a whole group, and we're just trying to get back there.
Phil Ferati behind the plate is a star, but not the star. That's Shane Marshall.
Yeah, boy, right there, right in the money that time.
Shane is a different kid. He's at a different level. Plus, he works so hard. He works as hard or harder than anyone in the area. Often when a kid is really talented, they sort of take it for granted and they just, show up and their skills get them through. But not Shane. He works hard every single day.
Marshall was the section's player of the year last spring, batting nearly .500 with speed and power. The power part became the last piece to the puzzle.
Attaboy.
I went to the weight room a lot starting in freshman year and on, so just developing, getting bigger, and just focusing on making contact first before worrying about hitting it for power or anything like that.
Was it a conscious decision that says, I want to have more of a presence out here?
Yeah, well, since my dad said you got to get to the weight room or else you're going to plane out, and if you want to get better, go to the weight room, get better, and go hit in the cage all the time.
Is that advice that'll work for everybody?
Yeah, I think it will. You just get to the weight room and just start working on your game every day.
While he is the Warriors' primary center fielder, Marshall can play virtually anywhere on the field. And he pitches. Shane is the team's closer, the complete package, which earned Marshall a scholarship to play baseball in Binghamton next year.
I'm still going out there as hard as I can and putting it all on the line out there. It doesn't really make a difference. I mean, it's kind of nice knowing that I got a college picked out and everything, but just still going out there playing 100%.
Contributions come from unexpected sources. First baseman Connor Basayo is getting more at-bats this year.
I worked really hard in the offseason. Last year I didn't really hit. I kind of played first base and got DH4 in the lineup. So it was really cool this year to be more of a bigger part of the team and really contribute.
I think when you get hit for like that, I think you appreciate every at-bat a little more the next time around, don't you?
Yeah, it was tough, but this year's been a lot of fun.
The team burst out of the gate with wins in its first 12 games. Schraeder is ranked number 1 in the state.
It's a very popular game in Webster. We have a great Little League out of Webster, Little League WAA, and half this team comes from Penfield Little League too. So we have 2 great Little Leagues feeding into our system. We have good travel programs, and a lot of their parents were travel coaches around this area, and they're very knowledgeable, so we benefit from that.
What the Warriors need to make this year complete is just one more win. The one that got away last year in the state final.
We got a lot of guys back, so a lot of guys want to go back there and they want to be in the same spot again. So I think every day we come hungry to the field, ready to play, and ready to try and prove ourselves because we feel like that we got to get back there again.
Phil Ferati had a game for himself against Churchville Chili. Phil went 3 for 3 with 3 three-base hits, drove in 3, and scored 3. Coming up next, Rush Henrietta's baseball skipper Bill Rasmussen joins us in the Dunkin' Donuts Coach's Corner, and later, the Fab Five of the 1600, when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Add a burst of real fruit refreshment to your iced tea or iced green tea. Try Dunkin's new blackberry or mango pineapple fruited iced teas today. America runs on Dunkin'. Welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. It's time now for our Dunkin' Donuts Coach's Corner, and we're happy to be joined by Bill Rasmussen, the baseball coach at Rush Henrietta. Bill, I like this. It's like the stereotypical thing, you know, when you're growing up, all the best players are the shortstops and the pitchers and stuff, and HFL, you were both, so you were kind of hooked, right?
That's right. I feel like it helped me to gain a pretty good background and understanding of the game in general, and it's what I love to do as a player.
Is that still true? I mean, growing up and, again, youth leagues and stuff, like the shortstops and the pitchers, best players.
Well, I think as a general rule, that might be true. I think a thing that we focus on in our program is to try to help guys understand it's going to be important for them to learn how to play a variety of positions. And you can see with us, some of the success that we've had early on has come because we've had some flexibility to move guys around because they are good athletes and because they are versatile. So that's something that we try to focus on, especially with our younger levels.
You got a good team this year. I mean, that's got to be kind of, you know, without getting into the specifics and stuff generally, that's going to be a nice thing for you 13 years into the program to have got something now, right?
It is. We're a very strong team. We have a great nucleus. We have a group of 12 seniors. It's a very large senior class. And 7 of those guys are guys that were with me playing substantial roles as sophomores. So they've now worked through and they've gotten to be seniors, and now they're in leadership positions, and they're guys that have had experience, and you know, some of the success that we've experienced is as a result of that.
That kind of playing together is really irreplaceable, right?
Yeah, and it also speaks to just the character of those guys in general. It's a fantastic group of kids to work with. They really enjoy each other. I really enjoy being around them. And that just makes it a better experience all the way around.
You got the pitch count rule this year to worry about. Has that caused you any concern?
You know, it really hasn't. You know, more just from the standpoint of record keeping, you know, and keeping track of things. But you know, we've been keeping track of all that stuff for years, and we've got charts going, you know, back, you know, since I started coaching. And it really hasn't affected us at all to this point. If you look back historically, there really aren't any kids that you know, throughout the last couple of years that would have affected for us in the first place. We try to do a pretty good job of giving guys more than enough rest and keeping an eye on what they're doing.
This is funny. You've got a U of R education, which is, you know, top notch. To me, that almost makes you overqualified right out of the gate to be a coach.
Well, I slipped through the cracks there in the first place, so it wasn't that big a deal. But no, I was, you know, when I went to the U of R, I realized, you know, I loved working with kids. I loved being a part of a team. And, you know, what better opportunity could you have to do both than to be a teacher? And I'm just incredibly fortunate to be where I am here in Rush Henrietta. Economics,
which to me is something that's a little bit different from, you know, teachers that are doing along with coaching. How do they fit together?
Well, it's a great fit. You know, it's a senior course. So I'm fortunate.
It's an AP course, that's right.
Well, there's an AP course and there's a regular economics requirement that everybody has to go through and fulfill in order for New York State diploma. So it's kind of nice that I end up working with a lot of the older kids and a lot of my players. So it's kind of a nice fit.
Young family, couple of young daughters.
That's right. Yep, Jordan and Taylor. Yep, growing up young lacrosse players.
Now, isn't that the enemy camp?
No,
isn't
not-
lacrosse the enemy of baseball and softball teams?
Not at all. I mean, I think what's important for any kid is that they find what they love doing and what they do well and that they have a passion for. And in our case, we're very fortunate. My wife, Heidi, was a very successful lacrosse coach for a lot of years at Pittsford in their varsity program. And she has now, she considers it a move up, that she's now coaching at the youth level, working with kids that she really enjoys and getting a chance to coach our daughters.
She kind of won out, didn't she?
Yeah, she feels like she got the best of both worlds now.
All righty, Bill Rasmussen, thank you very much. Continued luck with the Rush Henrietta baseball team.
Thanks very much.
Bill Rasmussen, our guest on the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. Coming up, we salute the Wegmans Making the Grade nominee with Kim, and later, an early season showdown on the track when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field.
This week, we honor Spencerport's Josh Rabideau for making the grade. Josh is a standout on the volleyball court for the Rangers. He's received honors at the state and sectional tournaments and was a first-team All-County selection in his last 3 seasons. This year, he was also the MVP of the division and an All-Greater Rochester selection. There's no off-season for Josh as he trains all year round with his club volleyball team. Besides what he does on the court, he stays busy getting involved in school. He's also the class treasurer on the Spencerport Budget Committee and took part in a New York State Leadership Conference. He ranks among the top 3 in his class academically and has a schedule loaded with AP courses. Josh uses his free time to influence others through coaching youth programs at Spencerport and youth club volleyball teams. Nominated for his outstanding character and work ethic, this week Spencerport's Josh Rabideau is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Bill with the Fidelis Care Section 5 calendar.
Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages at all stages of life. Quality health coverage. That's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org.
Here's a look at the week ahead. Baseball on Monday, we have Canandaigua at Brighton from Buckland Park. Softball field, Pittsford Sutherland's at Canandaigua, Tuesday at 4:30. Boys lacrosse on Thursday, it is Fairport at Pittsford Sutherland at 7. On the girls' side, Victor will play at Brighton, that's Friday at 7. The track and field event of the week takes place in Rush Henrietta. It's the Royal Comet Invitational, begins Saturday at 10 a.m. That's the Fidelis Care Section 5 calendar for the week ahead. Coming up, the headline event at the His and Hers when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Sign Impressions is more than just signs. It's a total graphics company. Embroidery, screen printing, team apparel, t-shirts, jackets, hats, and of course banners and signs. Visit signimpressions.com. Call us at 723-0420 to order your team or corporate apparel.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. It is time now for our Honor Roll of High School Athletes, brought to you by the Injury-Free Coalition for Kids. The Injury-Free Coalition for Kids of Rochester and the Smart Teen Driving Program, funded by the Allstate Foundation, encourages teens to pay attention, not get distracted, and to drive safely. Here's our Honor Roll of High School Athletes. At number 3, Noah Williams of McQuaid. We have seen him here before. Noah was a triple winner at the His and Hers in Penfield, claiming the 100, the 200, and the long jump events. And number 2 from unbeaten Brighton Girls Lacrosse, Katie Letterman scored 3 goals in the Barons' big 8-6 showdown win at Pittsford. And at number 1, Zach Estabrooks of the Victor Boys Lacrosse team. Zach netted 4 goals in the Blue Devils' 6-3 win at previously undefeated Pittsford. And now Sticky Lips Barbecue presents our Athlete of the Week. Is your school looking to raise money? Sticky Lips Barbecue has you covered. Check out our community barbecue fundraisers. Sticky Lips quality, it's an easy sell. Visit StickyLipsBBQ.com for more details. They planned for this on making their race at the His and Hers something special. We honor the Fab Five of the 1600. It was the talk of the meet, how the his and hers at Penfield, which kicked off the track and field weekend invitational season, had attracted the section's top distance runners to compete in the 1600. The Fab Five: Paul Dellinger of Brighton, Alec Andrews of Brockport, Tyler Sinal of Penfield, Nathan Lawler of Pittsford Mendon, and the presumed race favorite, Ben Bulkley of Fairport. What do you think of this race in general?
I mean, I just know how these guys run, and I know they're fast. I know they're going to push the pace, and I think if they can take me through, that'd be the best thing for me.
You're listed number 1 in the program. Does that make you the favorite?
Well, I hope so. But, I mean, Ben over here, he's looking pretty good from indoor, so I'm just trying to stick with pack, and then we'll see what happens in the last lap.
How much does it help to be surrounded by this type of talent?
It helps a lot, especially in Section 5 having such great talent. And usually I don't get to race them that much, so I'm just really honored to be able to be against them.
It's going to be a fast race, really fast pace. I think there's going to be a fast last lap. I think you can find that with Ben. He's got a really fast kick, so it's going to be a fun last lap out there.
Does that make Ben the guy to beat in your mind?
He's got the fastest PR, so I mean, I guess so, yeah. He's coming off 4:19 in indoor, so we'll see what happens out there.
It's a great way to sort of kick things off here in Section 5. This meet's always really good, but this year having this kind of competition will definitely be something special.
The 1600-meter race, 4 laps around. The Fab Five would finish inside of 7 seconds apart by the time they reached the finish line. The only senior in the group, Dellinger, owned the pole position.
This meet isn't going to change a huge deal. Winning this meet isn't the biggest deal, but the times will be nice.
Yeah, but you're going to try to win it.
Oh yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan, yeah.
On your mark!
It was Nathan Lawler of Pittsford Mendon, the state cross-country champion, with the lead after the first quarter.
Come on, Paul! Come on, Tom!
I felt the first lap was a little slow, so I took it over. I think that might have cost me in the end a little bit, but I just wanted to help open up the race a little bit so that we get back on pace.
At the halfway mark, Lawler still led, but Ben Bulkley of Fairport had moved into position to challenge.
I was expecting it to go out faster than it did, about 2 seconds faster the first lap, but it didn't, so then I just reacted, and I can't complain too much. I was close to my best time, so overall it was okay.
As they reached the 3-quarter mark of the race, Bulkley was still running second, with Penfield's Tyler Sinal now third, both behind the wild card, the least decorated of the Fab Five, Brockport's Alec Andrews.
I just figured, you know what, I'd like to see what I can do final lap. I had a lot left. I'm glad I did. I don't think I would have PR'd without doing that, so I'll take that time any day. I wanted a top 3, but I can't complain.
You had to have in the back of your mind, too, that Ben is tough to beat in the stretch.
Yeah. I mean, he's a state champ, Nate's a state champ, Paul's a state champ, so having all those 3 together in one race, especially all at different time ranges, like the 2 miles to cross country to 1,000, it's great to have that in a race.
Down the stretch was Paul Dellinger of Brighton, putting the pressure on the new and expected leader, Bulkley.
I went out in front, so it was good, and then second and third, they sort of converged around me. Got a little worried about getting boxed out, but then, fourth lap, it sort of came together a little bit. And, Ben's a hard guy to catch. He's run 226, 153 in the 1,800. So I don't know, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
It's just hanging on him. I don't really mind. It's pretty early.
At the finish, Bulkley was the winner, finishing 1.35 seconds ahead of Dellinger, with Sinal, Andrews, and Lawler finishing in that order. 4:19:07 was the winning time. Not too bad so early. This looks like an extraordinarily strategic race. I mean, everybody had something different they wanted to try to do.
I mean, yeah, the top 2 guys that took it out, I know they wanted to set pace, and what I wanted to do regardless was just kind of sit and kick and let it happen. So I think everybody had their plan.
The Monroe County Championship meet is a mere 2 weeks away, where they'll do it all again. We'd like to thank our sponsors, especially the 11 dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible, as do you. Thanks once again for watching. We'll see you next week with the Vision High School Sports Beat.